Okay, sorry about that. These sleeves will give you a perfect fit. There's no gathering, no easing in, nothing. It just fits in there perfectly. So I pinned this, and I'm going to sew across it, and if I get any buckles, I'm going to have to take it out and fix it right then and there, because you want a smooth finish on that. So let's go ahead and get that sewn up. Same thing, 1/4 inch seam allowance. The whole thing's a 1/4 inch seam allowance. See how it turned out. Okay, so I sewed the arm sleeve to the body of the garment, and this is what it turned out to be. So you want to look at it and make sure there's no buckles or anything anywhere, and it's a perfect fit. Okay, so no gathering, no easing in, no nothing. I've already sewed the other one, so here's our 2 sleeves and our body. So let's see what it says to do next. Okay, so number 12, it says stitch side seam and underarm seam as one continuous seam from edge to hem edge to sleeve edge, making sure that the cuff is folded toward the right side. We don't have to worry about that because we left the cuff off. Okay, the thing we are going to worry about though is this extra fur that we're going to cut off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay that down and see how much of a extra I have. So here I'm going to cut off probably 1/4 inch on this side. I'm just going to go where my seam allowance is, where my seam came to, and I'm just going to trim the rest of this off. Make sure you don't cut your fabric underneath. Okay. So those are even. See how those are even now from seam to seam? There's a little bit here, but that's okay. I'm not going to. Okay, well, I guess I will. Trim that down. Okay, so that's that sleeve. And this sleeve is quite a bit more, so let's see how much I need to get off of this one. So I'm going to turn it under again and try and get as close to the trim as I can. Okay. So that's that one. And this one is just a tiny bit. Okay. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to put all of our right sides together. So we're going to match this one to this and our sleeves together. So what we want to do is match our underarm seams. So go ahead and match those up, and you can open up your seam. No, don't open it up. Push it all the way. You want the seams to go inward. So don't open up your arm seams. Just push them all towards the sleeve itself. You'll get a nicer fit that way. Even though it's a little bulky, it's better than opening them up. Okay, so try and match your furs now. In this case, we're going to push our furs towards the sleeves because when we bring this up, we're going to want to cover up those seams. So push everything towards the hand. So you don't have to have it exactly perfect, just match it as best you can because you're going to turn that fur in all the way. Okay, so there's that. Do that far enough in. Okay, so try and push your fur in a little bit here to get that, because we're going to turn that in and whip stitch it to the top of the sleeve. So this one isn't facing the right way, so let's push this down a little bit and put a pin in. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to sew down the side. Okay, so it's saying to start from the hem and go to the sleeve. So let's go ahead and start down here and sew all the way to hem to sleeve. Get that done. Okay, it's going to be a little bulky here at the end. We're just going to pull it and go right through all of those layers. Hit that pin, see? You try not to do that because it just makes your needle bend, and it also might break and hurt you. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to do the other side off camera, but it's going to do this. It's going to be the same thing we just did on this one. So we're going to turn this inside out, push our sleeves through. And then we're going to fold this up one turn, and we're going to slip stitch that inside the sleeve. And this is where we're at on the jacket. So what we have left is the other sleeve, put the fur on the bottom and the buttonholes. So I'm going to finish up the other sleeve, and then I'll come back and we'll work on putting the fur on the bottom. Okay. Okay, here's where we're at. I finished the sleeves on Kelsey, and I tried it on her, and this is the jacket. our next step is going to be to figure out what buttons to put on. So I'm trying a few of the buttons out, and I'm not too crazy about my selection, so I'm probably going to end up going back to the same ones I used on the last outfit. I think that's probably my best bet. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'll look and see. But I think I made the sleeves too long, so when I added an inch to the sleeves, I think that may have been just a wee bit too much. So I'd probably go back down to the way it was without adding the inch, or if you're going to add any at all, I would only add a half of an inch. Anyway, this fur is just sitting on here. I haven't sewed it on yet because I wanted to see what it looked like. So anyway, this is where we're at. All I'm going to do is put the buttonholes in tomorrow, sew the fur on, and it's pretty much done, and then we'll work on putting a beret hat. But one of the bad things about buying these button collections is, you know, you might need 3 buttons and there's only 2 in the collection, so it's kind of frustrating that way. But anyway, that's where we're at, so I'll pick up again tomorrow and we'll finish off this jacket and make a beret for her head. Okay, so I'll see you later. Bye.